Okay, welcome to nfoGuides. I show you poorly I've got my setup going. Say hello. Right now I'm doing a stream. This should be going to Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. So here a few up. I check all of them. Twitch says I have a view. Or actually, I don't know. But if you're in any chats, please hello when you show up so where I'm talking, nobody. Griff. Hey, DeFizz, how you doing? I'm just sitting here checking out my multi-stream. I have no idea if I've got titles and descriptions correct on all the streaming out, but I figured I would jump on in, wait to see how many visitors I might get, and of go over my thoughts of the town hall, find out what his thoughts are on the town hall. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out why I can't stream chat in OBS Studio. That's okay. Because it says I've got viewer pick. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm streaming right now to Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and Facebook. And I'm just trying to see how everything. Kick is saying I got one viewer. I'm just trying to watch my chat to see if that shows up. I mean, don't know if anybody will say hello over there or not, but I figure I would start trying to grow an audience, different areas. So how have you been there, DeFizz? I figure I'd go over the Splinterlands Town Hall, see what's happening. I know this is about one of the times I normally stream, but not necessarily the day. Yesterday turned out to be a bust. Yeah. As you can see here, I've got 9 chests. See, I definitely like end of season reports because I jumped up like 1,000 season. Like every 4 days, I jump up like 1,000. Been tired lately? I hear you. My coworker just turned in his 2-week notice last week Friday, and so we have that getting ready to go. Hey, and welcome Ricardo Clark in YouTube. Saw your did show up. So welcome, Ricardo. You're our card, okay. Well, awesome. I'm glad you followed there. Our card too. And yeah, I'm just kind of gonna see who shows up here after a couple minutes and go over my thoughts. Town Hall. Find out what you guys got going on in Town Hall. And yeah, I remember you. I just don't remember you by Ricardo Clark. But now our card makes so much more sense. It'll make it harder for me to butcher everybody's name. Okay, so YouTube chat came, and again, I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Facebook all at once, just because I'm a computer nerd and trying to figure out how to multi-stream. And so here's the Facebook going. Nobody's there. Here's the Kick stream. It says I don't know how Kick works, so if there is a viewer over here on Kick, I would much say hello so I know you're hanging. Let's see. And then, of course, our card is over here. Ricardo's on YouTube. Over here on Twitch, we have. So, yeah. That's what I do for. Okay. Oh, Twitch ads. Yeah, we've got since the Twitch ads just probably ended for you. We got our card over here on YouTube. So I was just saying hello, our card. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm interested with the on all works out with ads, whatever they got going. Or hopefully the service keeps better and better. I know more and more people are trying it out. I had a problem finding a category on pick Splinterlands. So I had to pick just like the just chatting category. Wouldn't let me continue without picking. That was a little annoying. Okay. Anyway, those of you that are here, yeah, I still miss. I'm so used to listening into Splinterlands TV at work. Our card that, yeah, it's nice seeing us Splinterlands creators out here. And hey, we got CS Cable in the house. Welcome. But yeah, our card saying that it's good to see Splinterlands content creation. Still misses Splinterlands TV. I definitely. Well, I would usually just kind of have that going in the background while I'm at work, and hey, I went to listen to it during work and offline. It dawned on me pretty. How you doing, CS Cable? I got 9 reward chests to claim. Wish me luck here, guys. So, end of not end of. Did you guys see my end of? Or did that happen? Here, let me up. Splinterlands TV is done. I kind of undid a lot of my setup to try a multi-stream. So I haven't because yeah, it's been 5 or days since I last streamed. Let me show you guys my season first. So here's what I got for season rewards. I got 2 legendaries, epic, some summoner, but for the coastal sentry, I did really good. I pulled in 30 cards of sentry. And unfortunately, no dumb cake cards. I've been trying to get my dumb cake leveled up, and now coastal sentry pass my dumb cake. Oh, now we got DeFizz hanging out over on YouTube. Hey, I gotta just figure out all the different places I have to watch for chatters. because I don't have any way to combine all the chats. And the Fizz is saying, so yeah, I got 36 coastal sentries. I thought that was pretty, a lot of stacks of other cards. Can't say any really of note. I got a pack. The pack didn't have anything special in it. Let's see. So then the daily reward for that daily focus the same day, I got 2 more epics, 2 more gold foil fungus figures, and on my season. This was the same day, September 30th, September 30th. So I got 3. Oh, fun. And is my mic okay? I have it kind of far away. I've been meaning to go in here to my mic set. Oh, why? I'm thinking. Got a noise gate. Let me just remove it. If you guys start hearing feedback, let me know. I'm just going to remove the noise gate altogether. So if you guys start hearing a lot of feedback, let me know. Or extra sounds. Let's see. So let's see. Yeah, so I got 3 fungus flingers, and then the next, I skipped a day because I played all my energy points out. So I skipped a day, and when I did play again here, I got 9 more coastal sentries. Okay. Well, I just turned off completely the noise gate, so hopefully it won't cut out like that now or going forward. But I got 9 more coastal sentries, 3 of them in gold, 2 more epics. So everything but dumb cakes. And look at this. The day before, I did get dumb cakes, but I also got the coastal sentry. So that was my season rewards. How's the volume on my mic? Is the volume good? Okay. Now for the fun part. Let's jump over in here to my wonderful old season. I keep calling it season rewards. All right. Thank you, DeFizz. Let's go ahead here and claim. Oh, after we type in my super secret password. It always bothers me that I have to type that in on a live stream. Hey, we've got our card showing up over on Twitch, and we got Nick Amputee showing up over here on Twitch as well. Welcome. I'm getting ready to just kind of talk about the town hall and everything here in a minute. And yeah, nothing too exciting's been happening. Just kind of going over the setup I'm sitting here doing here. I've changed things around on my computer now that Splinterlands TV is done. We're just going to see what I got on today's focus. And, that's not bad for SPS on a daily focus. So I got like, what, almost 50 SPS on a daily. Still don't want to give me any of the dumb cake cards, though. Oh, yeah. Town Hall, Town Square. The format doesn't really change. So I still see it as it's the same show. And so how's Nick doing? And so just going forward, so everybody knows, I've been trying to set myself up since Nick is here. I've been trying to set myself up to do a anytime I stream, I'm going to be trying to stream on Twitch, over here on YouTube, on the Kick platform, and over here on Facebook. And oh wow, Facebook even had a viewer there for a moment. So yeah, that's my wonderful wife putting a giraffe on my shoulder. Oh. The first letter is good. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's go combine those. And then I'll just kind of start talking about the wonderful old town hall from my perspective. There's the Gladius. We'll turn off the Gladius. So, as you can see here, my Coastal Sentry, it's got 10 more cards to combine. It's getting pretty close. You come down here to my Dumb Cake. It's ahead, but it has no cards to combine. So, yeah. But if you see here, now I've got the Possessed Puppet, partway through 9. Wily Coyote, partway through level 9. Let's see. Fungus Flinger is in level 9. And my Fire Caller is in level 9. So I've got quite a few of them now. Oh, and my Drybone Barbarian is level 9. My Imperial Knight's almost there. So I'm getting a lot of cards finally going up here to a level high enough to be nice and playable in Diamond. And so let's combine these. If you guys have any questions, shout them out. I'm open for any questions, Splinterlands related. Hey, Too High, how you doing? Too High has joined us over here in the Twitch stream. I'll kind of be the commentator here, so people know that when I'm replying to some people, it might not be in the stream you're watching, but they're hanging out with us. Okay, so there we go. Look at the Coastal Sentry now. Oh, this might have surpassed my Dumb Cake here. 74 of 100. And what is this one? Oh, look at that. My Dumb Cake is ahead by 1. Twitch equals basement. Hey, Bushwhack, how you doing? As a matter of fact, Bushwhack, I'm just getting ready to get started back up on the that project. I've got some wonderful people working with me, and we're getting ready to see what we can do with it. It's still on our free time, just still working on a workable demo first. That's the most important part for us. But yes, it sat dormant for a while just because, well, I was having a lack of motivation. Even though I like working on it, I just needed a break from all things. Okay. Let's look at gold foils real quick. I don't think I have any of those to combine. Oh, I do. Just this one, it looks like. Twitch equals, Defiz is saying Twitch equals basement and chat. So a man of few words. How's that saying go? Not a person of many words, but I can't remember how that little saying goes. So anyhow. Let's see. Is there any good visual while we talk about the town hall? I forgot to look at. Oh, let me jump over here to Discord and see if I can pull up the town hall notes, if I can find them. Or town square notes. Do they do town square notes? I see a Discord event. Yeah, I don't see any notes on it. Okay. So yeah, we will go ahead then and talk about this topic, which is the Riftwatcher card, the airdrop card. So what are your guys' thoughts about the upcoming Riftwatcher airdrop card? My initial thoughts are it's impressive because it's for magic. It seems like it should be more of a melee attacker because it's got Inspire, Scavenge, Shield, and so it seems like it should be a melee attacker. So I was surprised that it's magic attack, but yet all of its stats are for all the stats are being, in my mind, are lined up for a melee attacker. So while not bad, I definitely like the card. I think it would have been a little bit better if it had at least one shield to start with. Because comparing this to the C-Rec, I think C-Rec is definitely a far better card than this one. Not that you always get one that's always better. Yeah, a secondary tank would be good because even though it doesn't have reach, with the 4 magic attack, it wouldn't do too bad. So yeah, definitely a good secondary attack or tank card. And that comes from us from CS Cable. Yeah, I don't know where like the whole town square review is. Or if there is one. There probably is. I just don't know where to look for it. Yeah. So, I like the card. It doesn't scream to me that it's a must-have card for my collection. I would probably pursue the C-Rec before this one. That's just my opinion. But yeah. And DeFizz is saying, I don't know how well Scavenge will work in high mana matches. Neither do I, because Scavenge, you get some points and all that. However, in the high mana matches, almost all your attackers are doing 4 or 5 points of damage. And while it has the shield, Scavenge only gives you, 1 health per death? So that ability isn't that strong. It would boot. Well, yeah, with the, and that's where I was kind of leaning towards. I'm sorry. Let's see. CS Cable says it would boost up sneak attacks as well, and yes, That's where I see the abilities here and see the inspire over here and all that. I see this a lot as a melee stacked card, so it surprised me when I saw the magic attack on it. Fire deck is actually getting quite strong in the magic area, so that's kind of surprising to me. I think the one thing that they're very limiting on the green deck is speed. The green deck is definitely one of my favorites, but let me go here to owned, and let's just look at earth, and let's look at regular. The biggest problem I have with the Earth deck is it's really most of the cards, of course the first ones here are like, a 6, a 4, but most of the cards are so low speed. I wish they had a high speed tank. The closest one I can see is the Venari Knifer here, which isn't bad, but compared to the other decks, that's not nearly fast enough for a tank in my mind. Like the tanks we get in the green deck, you've got this guy, speed of 1. Let's see. we've got Grund. He's a speed of 3. He's not bad. This guy, speed of 1. I just wish there was some more high-speed tanks for the green deck. Okay, so since I didn't prepare myself for the notes for whatever happened in the town square, I will just go off of memory. Please feel free to shout out any thoughts you might have, or questions you might have on what they spoke about. And I did watch a couple of different YouTubers and their streams and what they were thinking about according to their view on the most recent town square. First and foremost, I was very pleasantly surprised that it was Yaba Matt who hosted the whole show. I know he doesn't like to constantly have shows that he has to attend and all that. So I honestly was expecting somebody else to be the main host and Yaba Matt to be kind of like pop in, say a few things, and then take off. Or I was expecting no town square at all. So I was definitely happy to see that town square happened. It was actually, I like the format Yaba Matt delivers a lot better. Meaning, Yaba Matt goes right to the meat of the conversation. He does say his little lead-in review or what's happening, but within 10 minutes he was answering people's questions, and I really like that because I think we get a lot more detail a lot faster than when on previous town squares there'd be what seemed like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of a lead-in conversation before the town square really kicked off. While it was good information, it wasn't as clean and quick as we get from Yaba Matt when he was there. So I like the fact that he's short and quick to the point. And I guess I would also say I like the fact that he doesn't hold back what I'll call punches. And hey, I see 2 viewers over here on Kick platform. If you're over there on Kick, please drop a note in chat. Let me know you're there. Love to hear from you guys. But so Yaba Matt gets straight to the point, and one of the things I really like is he doesn't sugarcoat things. People ask about tower defense, and he's like, yeah, it's a distraction right now, not worried about it. We need capital, we need to raise money. And then he's on to the next thing. I like that. I always thought the team was getting, or at least the conversations on the town halls would get way too all over the place, way too many sidetracks. And I think this is not that Yaba Matt's special. I just think this is how his mind works. And then another thing that was, we'll call it surprising, we'll call it shocking, we'll call it is what it is somebody asked him about how much runway does Splinterlands have right now. And Yaba Matt mentioned a few things about, selling of Rift Watchers and all that. Not Rift Watchers, Rebellion. And he basically said, if there are no sales from Rebellion, none, 0, they got about 6 months. And then he said, let's see, if the proposal goes through where the DAO buys 50% of the Rift, I'm going to keep saying the wrong thing, 50% of the Rebellion card set, that would give them one more month. So that basically said, they basically are burning through $250,000 per month. Now, again, they've got 30 employees, and if you look at people's wages and all that, 30,000 gets, I'm sorry, not 30,000, but 30 employees will very quickly chew up 250,000 a month. So it doesn't shock me that that's how much they go through in a month. The fact that they only have, in Yavamat's conservative mindset, they only have 6 months of a runway. While that may sound shocking to us, I think that is the most truthful answer we've gotten from the team from day one, since Splinterfest, since before the first set of layoffs. And again, it's just a difference in Yavamat's leadership versus Agrode. Agrode would always mention, oh yeah, we got about a year. And that's all we kept hearing. We got about a year. We got about a year. That never sat right with me, because it's like, it didn't seem like there's any thought put into that answer. Whereas with Yavamat, he straight up says, I think we got about 6 months. And that's with no sales. But then he goes on to say, if we start selling Rebellion, then, even if Rebellion does a horrible on sales, they will still get probably plenty of cash to stretch their runway out for 2 years. And that's without any capital investments. And this really actually makes me pretty happy, because I know that Yavamat will be able to land some capital investors to extend out past that. And so in reference to a couple of streams, I was watching Baby Omega and Stever, and who did they have on? They had on their stream Level Up. I don't know if it's Level Up Life or just Level Up, but they had him on. And his stance, which seems to be against a lot of other people's stance, is this game will succeed as long as they don't go bankrupt. Now, I'm not that clear-cut with it, but I like that stance. I lean towards that stance. But the way I would word that is, if they can keep everything running until they get at least Land 2.0 out, then I definitely truly believe, everything in the game is going to be forced to start an uptrend. For those of us still here playing, it will have to uptrend, because the DEC will dry up, SPS will have to start getting burned, and so just by the things put in place, it's going to have to start going up. Bushwhack has a question over here. I wonder how much expenses they can save deploying the SPS nodes. Honestly, I don't think they can save that much deploying the SPS nodes, because I don't believe personally that they have what do you want to call it? I don't believe they have the code in the nodes yet that could handle the load of the game itself. I think a lot of their server load is like the graphics that you see here. All this comes from Amazon Web Services. It's a cloud CDN. It delivers all these graphics to thousands of people around the globe, and The SPS validator nodes, they don't deal with any of this. What they deal with is just the data on the back end. And while that is part of their expenses is their databases, um, I don't think the SPS validator nodes are near enough to take that amount of load and reduce their expenses. Maybe in time they will, but right now I think they need a lot of work before they would be able to take that over. And initially when they take it over, they're only going to take over like one coin at a time until they are sure it's working. Then they'll take over another coin. And so it's going to be a slowly integrated piece to make sure, you know, all of us have our assets in here. They can't make a mistake with it. While the SPS validator nodes will help the database out, I don't think they need too much just yet. Or they don't need the SPS nodes just yet. Hey, we got a couple of new names showing up here. We got Jabe Saint showing up in Twitch, and we have over on YouTube, we've got Liberty Off Grid. And hey, Axler, what frustrates me the most is what they did actually accomplish during the bull run with over 100 employees. Kept saying, we need to... Okay, let me finish that for all viewers here. They kept saying we need to do tech modernization before land, etc., etc. Yes, you are right. Jabe Saints, I have not read the poem yet over on Splinterlands TV. I will have to check that out later. I was too busy toying around with, for new people showing up, I was too busy toying around with, I am streaming to Twitch. And that's where, you know, you can see Jabe Saints here saying hello. I'm streaming right now to YouTube. This is where we got Liberty Off Grid and at least DeFizz over here. I'm streaming to the Kick platform because I want to start checking it out, seeing what kind of audience is there. And then like long time ago, I set up a Facebook page for nfoGuides. Haven't ever really used it, but I figured why not? So I decided I would start streaming over here as well. I think my Facebook page has a total of 6 followers. More so I'm just testing technology. I'm streaming all this from my house and having fun with it. So that's why I'm trying to make sure if I'm reading somebody's comment, I'm saying where they're currently watching from. And so Liberty Off Grid mentions a good point here. And I had talked to DeFizz about this. I don't know what their programmers are doing. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but you guys have seen what I do with Barons Toolbox. And I know my code isn't clean and all this kind of stuff. I throw things together, make it work, and I move on. A lot of it's kind of fire and forget. Sorry about that. My daughter was leaving and I wanted to say bye. So yeah, I don't want to throw their programmers under the bus, but with my Barons Toolbox stuff, I can do things very quickly. And I know I'm not using a blockchain. Okay. So I'm not using blockchain. I figure of their staff, they should probably have 1 or 2 people always dedicated to blockchain type code and functions. And then they should have somebody dedicated to the UI front end. And if that was me dedicated to this UI front end, you guys, you can see what I have implemented with, you know, all just anonymous functions. it is not hard to do this stuff. I do it for my daily job. I realize that. But I did this stuff quick. And I struggle to see what actual code are these programmers producing. Let me take a few names out of there. I know Cryptomancer works on code, and hands down, I know he's a strong worker, and I believe Farpetrad fits in that same category. Because Farpetrad is always in Discord listening to us users and talking to us users. That's huge. It may take up a couple hours of his day, but that's okay. It's important for us to have him talking to us. So those two developers I know work, and they work hard, but I struggle to understand where's all the other time and effort going. I cannot see it. The graphics team, we know they're working, you know, Rebellion artwork is pretty much done. That's the only way they can release that set before the end of October. The artwork's done. The stats probably are not done, and that's not on the artworks plate. And Jabe Saint says, here's the link to the poem when I got time. Gladly. Let me go ahead and click on that, and I will at least log in here and upvote this for you. And so, yeah, I will read it later, but I want to make sure we go ahead and give you a nice upvote there. I want to make sure you get as much as you can, and I will definitely check this out later. So thank you for posting that, Jabe Saints. And if you guys... Oh, this is interesting. How do I post a link to all these different chat windows? Well, here is YouTube gets that link. Here's the link going over to Kick, if anybody's over there. And here's the link going into Facebook chat. There we go. So if you guys have a Peak D account, please head on over to it. Check out the poem from Jabe Saints and give it an upvote. Help us help each other out. Let's see. Liberty Off Grid mentions, also, I distinctly remember Aggie saying in Town Hall about 8 months ago that he said they had enough funds to make it through to the end of 2024 and 2025. You wish Aggie would have been more truthful with us. I agree. I had mentioned this a little bit before you got in here, Liberty Off Grid, but I had mentioned what I like about Yavamat is he doesn't hold back a punch. When somebody asked him in the town square how much runway, he said 5 or 6 months, and he didn't hesitate. He didn't sugarcoat it. He straight up said 5 or 6 months. And we need the capital from selling 50% of Rift Watchers to the DAO. They need the capital. So I'm going to right now raise my hand and say, hey, please, when that proposal comes to a vote, vote for that proposal. If Yavamat says they need the funds, this is a need, and I will 100% back the need. Even if I didn't want Rebellion to come out this soon, I don't care. They need the funds. I will gladly upvote that. I appreciate the honesty that Yavamat throws out there, because a lot of us, you know, we have our own jobs, we have our own lives, we have our own finances. We get it. And if, you know, if the guy at the top is saying we're in trouble, we need help, I think a lot of us would gladly step forward to help them out, because ultimately it will help save our assets and help our assets appreciate in the future. So, but I do like knowing everything very plainly from Yavamat. So while hindsight is 2020, I don't hate Agrode. I think for the longest time he was the right person to lead the ship. Obviously, now there needed to be a change, and I don't see this change as bad. I see it as good to have Yavamat in charge. I don't agree with every direction Yavamat wants to go, but that's okay. I don't have to. I think he's the one we need in steering our ship right now. So I really appreciated Yavamat mentioning they need the funds. And, oh, jumping backwards on a conversation real quick, the physicist mentioned that, yeah, the main thing the nodes do at the moment is the voucher and SPS chain. So, yeah, they do the on-chain stuff. So if they were to release nodes, it really won't offset the costs, their daily costs. That's all through Amazon Web Services for the most part. The CDN hosting all the graphics. It's multiple servers to be able to deliver that amount of content to this many players. I know we think our player base is small, but still, I know websites, and you can't have 1,000 people hitting one server. Yeah, it doesn't work. So there has to be multiple servers. And that's what a CDN is. It's a content delivery network. It's multiple servers. And so that's going to be a big cost. And then all their databases. Storing information, logs, and stuff that aren't part of the blockchain, such as all the battle history. We know they moved that off of blockchain a long time ago, but they've got their own servers running, hosting, and have that information on them. Liberty off grid. Agreed, Axler. I have been in Splinterlands for almost 2 years, 15K invested, and I really want this project to succeed. Yep, I agree with you. I honestly did not keep track of how much I have invested in the game, because a lot of mine was not like fiat cash money. A lot of mine was I moved stuff from here to there and there to here, back and forth over time, wheeling and dealing. So I don't really know what I have invested in the game. Originally, back when I first started, I had $500 I put in the game. I pulled 4,000 fiat cash money out of the game, and with that, I bought 2 video cards, NVIDIA GeForce 3060 video cards, and one of them I'm using right now to do this stream. And so that was a solid. Splinterlands paid for that video card, but I have 2 of them, so I got another video card run that could do the same thing. And then I put some money into Mirandus, Gala Games Mirandus. I bought 2 exemplars. They were $800 a piece. They're now worth like $100 each. And I had actually bought 2 other exemplars, humans, which were $400 each. And I later traded both the human exemplars for $800 of Splinterlands assets. Half of that was 100 pack of cards, which got me a gold foil legendary, and then the other was me picking and choosing from a library of cards this person offered up. And so I went through and did that. And so this is where I struggle to know how much I have invested. If I had to guess, I'm probably around 5,000. But again, it's not just straight, oh, took it out of the bank, put it in there. Okay, Liberty Off Grid. Question. Why are the server costs so expensive? Matt said 50K a month. That seems crazy high to me, but under the impressions that nodes could be used as servers. Is this okay? So the nodes eventually might be able to take all this over. The code is nowhere near ready to take over all the functionality. Right now, the code they have running in their test environment can only handle just vouchers and SPS transactions. Transaction, that's text. That's none of the graphics that you're looking at. And while it handles those transactions and puts them on the blockchain, there's a ton of data that this game is bound to be collecting that doesn't go into the blockchain. A ton of statistics that they're going to be watching to see, you know, how many people played from this hour to that hour in Southeast Asia on July 14th. They're going to be data mining all this stuff, and all that data mining means they have to have robust database servers on the back end that they can query and pull information from. And when you're dealing with such huge amounts of data, they can't just ask that of the blockchain every time. It would crush the blockchain. And so this is where people, to do this type of data mining, they literally set up, we can call it like a node software, but you can set up a node, a Hive node. I think specifically it might be called a Hive Witness node. It has 100% of the blockchain of Hive on there and keeps track of it. And then you can do your queries directly against that. But again, now all of a sudden, just for you to do that, you have stood up your own physical server, witness and history nodes, the Fizz says. And so now you've actually set those up at your house, and you've had to have hardware to do that. And so this is where Splinterlands has these things, but they're not part of the validator node licenses. I think the idea is eventually stuff like that could be, but it is not there yet. Liberty Off Grid. Are there not cheaper options of servers and terabytes of server racks? Yes, there are. However, with cheaper also comes, you need staff to manage it when something goes wrong. For instance, I host websites, Barons Toolbox, on what's called Linode. So Linode, I want to go linode.com. Linode does not come with software on it. This is just a server. And it's shared server. Oh, they changed their name. I forgot about that. Okay, so you come over here to pricing. Oh, wait. I don't need the calculator. Let's just go to pricing. They had a pricing list right here. Okay, so you can come over here. Dedicated 4 GB server, $36 a month. It's like, whoa, that's cheap. That's no software. That's no nightly backups. All they guarantee is hardware. They guarantee the hardware will not go down. That's what they do. They don't, like the software I use. 1 second while I type this in off screen. Okay, so this here is my Linode. This is where I host websites at. And now, websites are simple in comparison to database, full-blown databases. My website does have a database. It's just MySQL, which is a very lightweight database, would never work for Splinterlands. And I only, on this account here, I think I have 10. I have, a few different projects on here, websites that I am hosting. So some of these are my projects, but over half of these are actually paying customers of mine. This software, everything you see, I have to install from scratch. And I have to go through every little piece here, and I have to configure everything from scratch. That's a full-time employee right there. full-time employee. So for Splinterlands to switch to something that's cheaper, they're going to have to hire a person to then manage that, because the cheaper services don't do that for you. Now, Amazon Web Services, they will install all this software for them, and they will even, you can pay contracts where, hey, you manage X, Y, and Z for me. You manage the firewall stuff, and they will do as much or as little as you want them to do. But it's much more user-friendly software, because this isn't the most user-friendly, and Amazon will do a lot more hand-holding if there's any problems. So it's a trade-off. You go with cheap? Yes, there's cheap out here. But even look at this. I would almost guarantee Splinterlands needs something of, this magnitude. 512 gig of RAM, a bunch of hard drives. But look at how small this storage is. 7.2 terabyte. Now, think of how many transactions Splinterlands has to store, for these. This is where I get confused with what they're trying to do with the SPS validator node licenses. You need hard drive space to store all this information. Anyway, and then, they charge you like a phone company. How much network in and out traffic do you have? They charge more for, the more traffic you have, they'll charge you more. Hey, Sanjikan! Welcome to the stream. Joining us over in Twitch. Liberty Off Grid. Just not a fan of making Jeff Bezos even more of a billionaire. I completely agree. There's other companies out there that do it, but for some reason, most people are going towards Amazon Web Services, to be honest. I wish they wouldn't as well, but they do. But again, here's mine. I host it on a very cheap. This is okay. The difference between dedicated hardware and virtual or shared. So look at this. So this here is dedicated 4 gigabyte of RAM. This down here is a shared, and 2 gig is $12 a month. I am on a shared 4 gig, so I'm paying $24 a month right now for my server. Shared means other people are using it at the same time. Arnie boy, welcome to the stream over in Twitch. So I'm using a shared Linode because it's cheaper. $24 versus $36. It all adds up. Every month that stuff adds up. So I'm on a shared plan. Splinterlands couldn't get away with that. They would have to have dedicated hardware. Ivanov 007, welcome to the stream over in Twitch. How you guys doing? And this is definitely something that I like about being able to do these streams myself, is the fact that I don't have to worry about, if I want to talk about servers, I can talk about servers. I don't have to worry about sticking to just Splinterlands. While that's why a lot of us are here right now, this all comes into play, and this is what I work on and I do. Well, let me rephrase that. I do this as a side work hobby. I work for a company that has much more robust servers that we host websites on, that it's not an Amazon Web Services, but it's kind of like in the middle. It's a lot more hand holding. It's a lot prettier, more expensive software. But that's because it pays everybody's wages. So yeah. So for the new people jumping in, just because I'm trying to keep everybody informed of what I'm working on streaming right now, is I'm streaming to 4 different platforms right now. I'm streaming to Twitch, and here you can see we just had Sanjakun, we had Arnie Boy, and Ivanov 007 stop in on Twitch. I'm streaming on YouTube, and this is where we got Liberty off Grid and DeFizz. We probably have some other people watching, but maybe not talking. Let's see. Then I'm streaming to the newer platform or competitor platform, Kick. And then I'm also streaming over here to Facebook just because I can. Actually, I set up a Facebook page for myself for nfoGuides a long time ago and have just never really put it to use. So I decided, why not? Let's stream there too. Let's put my computer through the gambit. Liberty off grid saying, seems like you can take 100K, rent a small warehouse, buy some server racks, have a fiber installed, and run your own server farm that way. No, you're exactly right. Hey, People's Guild, how you doing? People's Guild joining us over on YouTube. I am just multi-streaming right now from OBS Studio only. I found out there's a plugin you can get from OBS Studio that will let you stream to multiple platforms all at once. So let me show you guys what I got set up here. Okay. Okay, so a little bit confusing for you. Hang in there. Right here, on the far left side here, I have got the Twitch chat. And over here, I've got my YouTube chat. Unfortunately, I don't think Kick or Facebook chat is working. And so you set up your main stream, which is Twitch, and you set that up the normal way. You go into your settings, which you come in here and you set up, I set up my main one as Twitch. And then there's this multiple output plugin, and you add new targets. So here's Kick, it's streaming to Kick. Here's YouTube, it's streaming to YouTube. Here's Facebook, and it's streaming to Facebook. And all of these are streaming 50 frames per second, 1980 by 10, 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second. Hey, now People's Guild is showing up over in Twitch. So I was using something else, a Linux box, to do my multi-streaming. It can do multi-recording as well, but I didn't really need the recording feature, so I just opted to switch back over here to multi-streaming with just OBS Studio. Oh, you can try Kick? Let's see. Let me send you a link to it. Oh, I see you typing on Kick. And, oh, check it out. Thank you, Ivanov 007, for testing that. And while you can type, for some reason mine says it's locked and disconnected, so I can't reply here. But at least I can see you typing over in Kick. Thank you for testing that. Yep, same frame rate and all. And so back to the whole reference of I could start my own server farm. Well, I have fiber internet here at my house now. And I just built a garage 24 foot by 48 foot. And I already have a pole barn 24 foot by 48 feet. And so let's check out my speeds here. Speedtest.net. Okay. So I'm going to do a speed test here. Now keep in mind, I am streaming to 4 different platforms right now on my computer. And somebody's watching TV in the house as well, off of, like a Netflix. So I am streaming. Now this is my download speed. For streaming, it's about your upload speed. De-ethicals in the house. Look at my upload speed, and I'm streaming out to Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and Facebook all at once right now, and I still have an upstream of 921. So I could and am looking at hosting not a server farm at my house, but I am looking at moving all my websites straight here at my house, so that way I don't have to pay that $24 a month. But that's another side project. Hey, so how you doing, People's Guild? I'm trying out all these platforms as I stream. Yeah, it's great that you guys find me over on Twitch and everything. No big updates on Barons Toolbox or anything like that. Haven't really pursued any updates on Barons Toolbox. I have been talking with another programmer developer that is going to start helping me with the game concept I had. So People's Guild, I showed you this. It hasn't changed much since then, but I will go ahead and... Oh, my server's down right now. Go figure. I forgot to check the site after I messed it up the other day. Oh, I can't show it right now because I broke it. Long story there. I was trying to fix my my Git repository, and apparently I left this in a broken state. So anyway, Liberty Off Grid, set up a server farm in Matt's garage. Fiber installed, backup generator. Yeah. Or, I don't want to maintain the servers, but by all means, that's, I've got solar, so I can even offset my electric. Ivanov 007 says, with that speed test, you can host without problems. You know it. I went for years with absolute horrid internet. Couldn't play any multiplayer games on the internet because my internet was so bad. And so finally I get internet, and not only did I get internet, I got, what I'd call top of the line, top notch internet. So super stoked about that. Oh, let's see. So yeah, I mean, overall with the town hall and hey, Virus, how you doing? Welcome, Virus, to the Twitch stream. So yeah, with the town hall, overall, my mindset is, or town square, sorry. My mindset is it's good. There are some things that were mentioned that I wouldn't do myself, but I like how Yavamat's straightforward. He says they need to raise capital. They need to sell Rebellion to do that. They need the DAO finances to extend their runway. So I'm all for it. I highly recommend all of us vote for that proposal when it comes out. While I personally don't want Rift Watchers, Rebellion anytime soon, he says they need it. I'm not going to argue against it. I would rather support the team, especially when Yabamat is being very straightforward. He's not sugarcoating anything, whereas I think with Agrode, we got a little bit more sugar-coated stuff than we needed. We needed a little bit more down to earth. This is how it is, guys. And because I think our community will actually respond better by knowing the truth. Have we seen a poll gauging overall community sentiment Rebellion pack purchases from the People's Guild? I don't know of a poll. My problem with the Rebellion purchases is I don't have any dry powder to make any purchases. And that's my biggest fear. And a lot of people I've seen making comments like, yeah, but everyone's saving their DEC for land, so they'll be able to spend that on Rebellion. No. I'm saving it for land. I will not buy Rebellion packs until land has what I want on it. Mainly, and again, this is me because I joined this game for playing land, fully functional land. Welcome Kiko Day over in Twitch. So I don't know if there's been a poll, but I do think by Yabamat being straightforward and honest, I am more apt to try to find some extra dry powder to get some packs. I won't be able to, no way I'm going like, oh, I'll get 1,000 packs. Not happening. I might be able to find enough dry powder to get 100. But right now, I don't even want them. But because Yabamat was straightforward, said, hey, we need this. I appreciate that. And that's more likely to get me to see what I can do to help. Let's see. Liberty Off Grid. Speaking of garbage internet connection, I am off-grid in the woods in Arkansas, streaming this off my mobile hotspot on my phone, 160 kilobit video quality. Rock on! That's the way to go, off-grid, Liberty Off-Grid. That is the way to go. Virus, I'm glad there are some people that don't want Rebellion. Gives me a chance to max out ASAP. You are very correct in that. I'm trying to figure out where that noise came from. I had set some stuff up, but I don't know what may have just triggered that. Let me check my phone real quick. I don't think it was my phone. Okay, anyway. Virus. The reason I don't want Rebellion is because I think the problem can be solved very easily by just simply the size of the Chaos Legion set is so huge. There's nothing that says modern must be the last two sets of cards released. They made up that rule. They can easily say, hey, guess what? We're not releasing Rebellion anytime soon. We're going to move Untamed out. Modern will be only Chaos Legion. And I've heard the arguments. There's not enough diversity in Chaos Legion cards only in order to have that be the only set playable. And that's where I can prove everybody wrong, because my account that I am botting in Wild, okay? I'm botting in Wild, and if you look at my cards here, let me show all of them. If you look at my alpha cards, I got none. Betas. I got some beta, but let's look at their level. Level 3, level 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, level 6, 4, and a 1. Are those playable in Diamond? No, they are not. Okay, so let's turn those off. Let's look at my untamed set. So now I got quite a few untamed cards, but again, look at their levels. 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. My untamed cards are all low level cards. They aren't any good when you come into playing in Diamond League. Again, wild Diamond League. That being said, look at where I'm at. Look at where the bot plays me in Diamond 1 in the first 3 days of the season. My account is in Diamond 1 in Wild with only Chaos Legion cards. I'm up against everybody with Alpha, Betas, Untamed, that potentially could be maxed out. And I'm still, with Chaos Legion only maxed out, I am still able to play at Diamond 1. Each season, it will let me break into Champion 3. I tell it not to. Okay, let me catch up on some of the chat here. Liberty Off Grid says, oh wait, Gigi Soho's in the house. Welcome, Gigi Soho. And Liberty Off Grid, I'm kicking around the idea of selling my last kidney for Rebellion packs. Yep, all my DEC that's staked it's for land. I will not use that for Rebellion. Now, because of Yabamat being straightforward, I'm more apt to see if I can buy some packs with some dry powder. We'll see how it goes. Liberty Off Grid. Sold my first for Max Chaos deck. Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I think you need your second one. De-ethical. I would rather spend my dry powder and 100% going to the company than 50% going to the DAO. I kind of agree, but they need that $250,000 from the DAO. And because I see that as a need, not a want, I will gladly vote for that DAO proposal. De-ethical. How does a DAO receiving 50% of the cost help revenue of the game? Because yes. So basically, the DAO tokens that they want are stable coins. So they're getting $250 of stable coins from the DAO. And what that means is basically it's the same thing as they get $250,000 fiat cash money right now. And then we get 50% of the sales, which could add up to, you know, 3 to 7 million, but all in DEC, which the DEC prices fluctuate. So that's how it helps them, is it gives them 250,000 right now. And you don't think there'll be a... Oh, wait, I skipped something here. De-ethical. I just read that. So, People's Guild. I don't know how many packs I'm good for, but I will be getting my hands on some Rebellion for sure. Always did love to have Bejangles the Rebel title, but I'm not sure I can swing so soon. I'm kind of in the same boat, and you know, I'm tapped out right now for that, but that's okay. This is where all of us have to realize it's a trading card game. It's not supposed to be Pokemon. You gotta have it all. I know a lot of us do gotta have it all, but you know, it's not supposed to be. We have to have it all. And so, you know, even myself, I don't have Rift Watchers even halfway maxed out on that set. I've got a couple of cards maxed out that I wanted, but I definitely do not have a lot of it maxed out or anything like that. And welcome Fregumia to the stream. How you doing there, Fregumia? Virus. Didn't even think they're... Oh, yeah, the Rebel title. Okay, Virus, the gambler is probably more fitting for you, though. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. With my whole collection, all my land plots, you name it. My mindset is I'm here to play land, and I'm going to diamond hands hodl everything until I can play this. That means if the ship sinks, I'll be there. That's me, not financial advice. I'm just saying, while I may not agree with the direction some things go, no matter how much salt I may or may not ever say, I'm sticking to that plan. And once I achieve that plan, that opens the door for me to decide if I want to change my future plans after that. The People's Guild. It's a huge influx of value into the DAO. Gives the DAO the ability to show up rewards for the longer term. Allows the DAO... Yes, you are correct. So, by the DAO getting a lot of the pack sales and all that kind of stuff, it really puts a lot more potential cash into the DAO. And that's huge for a lot of things. Now, it's not being said, but read between the lines. I do believe, even though Splinterlands is going to get half the money, the DAO will get the other half. I highly expect Splinterlands to start charging the DAO for some of these features they're working on, such as Land 2.0. Now, they're not saying that yet, but they're testing the water with giving the DAO potentially a lot of money. And the idea is that the DAO would be paying for game enhancements. So it only makes sense that we shouldn't get salty when we hear Yabamat mention that the DAO needs to pay X amount of its tokens to support Land 2.0 or to buy that feature. Oh, let's see. People's Guild. I've heard 2,500 packs required for a max deck. Here's what I know, People's Guild, is if they've said that the set is going to be about the same size as Chaos Legion, and when I was on the MAV server testing stuff out over on the MAV server, I wanted to get max set of cards. I had to open 4,600 packs of cards to get a complete max non-gold foil set of cards. 4,500 packs, not 2,500. So if you're hearing 2,500, don't believe the hype. If it's got as many cards as Chaos Legion, I would expect 4,500 packs to get a max set, with just pure randomness. You'd probably be much better off just buying the cards when they hit the market. Virus. I do agree that decking the DAO is probably until deck has hit the flywheel and is stable, so I don't know that the money is touchable unless we want to use it for uses deck without converting. Yes. I suspect that if deck went into the DAO, what we should do as a DAO is we should have a slow trickle of selling the deck for other assets. I don't care if it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever, but we should do it in a slow trickle, like, 100,000 tokens every 2 weeks. Just something to constantly be converting that, but not enough to put a huge downward pressure on the token. Axler, you skipped the key line in your comment. I probably did. Oh, yeah. Allows for the DAO to hire folks like Axler for projects. I much appreciate that comment. Virus, hopefully there's some clunkers out there that don't feel as necessary to max out. Yes, I've shifted my mindset in the game over from playing in ranked battles and all this kind of stuff due to timing. I love the game. I love to play when I can play, but I've shifted my mindset is to I am now a manager, and I'm looking at what cards I want to buy, what cards do I want to level up. So here's my Rift Watcher set here. You can see I maxed out the Septic Slime. I maxed out Runemancer Flore. I think those are the two I maxed out right when the set came out. Other than that, my Fernheart Summoner is level 5 of 6. So it's close, but it's got a ways to go. Oh, Mortius. I maxed him out. 7 attack damage with opportunity and stun. Had to have that guy maxed out as well. But yeah, so that's how I look at Splinterlands right now, is I'm picking and choosing who I want to max out. And I find out when I have pieces and parts lined up where I can do that. Let's see. Ivanov 007, and some say the DAO will pay for the servers, I guess. I don't know if we'll pay for the servers, but I do see Rebellion being bought and paid for by the DAO is going to give the DAO a lot of money. And what I'm hearing most people say is like, oh, and then we can use that money for all these other things. I suspect, read between the lines, that we're going to need that money to pay Splinterlands for some of these other enhancements we need. Let's say, I'll call it Guild 2.0s or extra guild buildings. That's a piece that they've talked about but hasn't happened yet. We might have to pay them for it. GG Soho, salt is inevitable. It is. And let's see. People Guild replying to Virus. Gotta be okay, sorry. I'm reading in my head here. Gotta be. I need to hush the OCD completionist voices this time around. I'm in that boat. Please help me restrain. I'm trying my hardest on Rift Watchers, but the only thing holding me back on Rift Watchers buying is land. Liberty Off Grid. I'm in too deep to quit. Riding the ship up or down. Never invest your funds you're not willing to lose. 100%. And that's where I'm at right now. If the ship goes to the bottom of the sea, it'll be unfortunate, but I'll be fine. There's not one piece in this game that I have to have. Like to have, sure, but not have to have. And let's see. People's Guild. Barons Toolbox needs full proper integration into the game. I wish I could fully integrate my Barons Toolbox, because all the clunkiness that is associated with it is because I can't integrate it with the game. But I mean, simple things like this. Why? This is irritating to me. Barons Toolbox puts in this button here for proposals. So ignore those two buttons right here. Where are proposals found in this game? Let's see. You go to the home screen. You won't find them here. The only place to find proposals is by clicking on SPS or DEC, but that doesn't really go to the tokens. This goes to this mysterious thing they call a dashboard. Really? Why is the dashboard hidden behind clicking on tokens? Why is the dashboard not one of the main icons across the top of the screen? And even then, when you click here to get to proposals, you still got to go over here. This is just silliness. Same thing with guild brawls. It's one of the main things we go to the guild page for. Why isn't there just a button that takes you right to the guild hall? I mean, it's not that hard. I don't understand what takes Splinterlands so long to do stuff like this. And I'm trying not to throw their programmers under the bus, but I never really finished my statement earlier. I believe Cryptomancer, Hardpoint, and Farpatrod do work. The rest of the programming department, I honestly don't know what they're doing. And I hate to say it this way, but they let go of all of the marketing team because there was nothing to market. Well, that's because programming department was behind. They let go of graphics people because I almost feel like they let the wrong people go. To me, it almost feels like they've got some wrong developers in the house and they need to phase out some of the developers for some better ones. People's Guild Police Tourism Board belongs fully integrated in Splinterlands, no doubt. De-ethical, yes. If we're going to start hiring them for it, then I believe we do need extra insight into what is actually being done. I struggle with, the speed of which I work to understand what's slowing them down. I understand blockchain could slow them down, but that shouldn't slow them down for the visual interface. Not 1 second, not one bit. I thought about I'm reading Virus's comment here about Barons Toolbox add-on that might be helpful is being able to trade player to player. And I agree that definitely could be something I put in, but I don't know. I kind of got frustrated with the Splinterlands team. Barons Toolbox is free. Everything about it is free. Always has been free. And Splinterlands tends to ignore Barons Toolbox. If I was Peak Monsters, fully integrated today. If I was any other service that charges money, fully integrated today. Guaranteed. Peak Monsters, Monster Market, Splex, Monster Cards. I'm surprised we don't have Xbot in here yet. But when I want Barons Toolbox, a free tool, it gets ignored. And that's really starting to burn a bridge with me because I don't ask for anything. I'm trying to make this something to help new users find information that should be easy to find. I mean, to get to this information here, I mean, realistically, okay, how do you find it? You got to go to the battle screen, click on how to play, and then you got to scroll down quite a ways, and here's the abilities. That is buried. That just bothers me. I don't know what else to say. It just bothers me that they can't change that. I made this in a heartbeat. I did all of these in less than 4 hours. So I'm struggling to not get frustrated with the team when it comes to Barons Toolbox. That has no bearing on me playing the game and having assets in Splinterlands. It's just I get really frustrated that a free service yeah. I offer free everything, and it's not that they hate it. It gets no traction. It's ignored. It's like really frustrating. Yeah. Virus, in order to do player-to-player trading, I would have to set up an escrow account where both parties would send everything to an escrow account, and then the escrow account, once both halves were there, would send that out to the correct people. Ivanov, it was in there. First time I saw that was on a PeakD post. What are you referring to? The actual abilities there, Ivanov? Gigi Soho, I've honestly wondered that. I have gotten comments from some of the team members along the lines of, why not do some of these enhancements and all this kind of stuff? And the answer I got was kind of weird. It was like, because a player should not have to go to a third-party tool in order to see those kind of enhancements. And I was kind of like, what? Wait a second. You promote Peak Monsters as a third-party tool for market enhancements. The difference is these people charge money, or they collect a percentage. DeFizz, you didn't know that existed. I'm assuming you guys are referring to where the abilities are located in the game. Yes, there's that. Okay, let me see if I can find something. Pull this off the screen for a second. Oh, where is it? I saw it the other day at work. I had saved a graphic and I wanted to share it. And of course, now I can't find it. Okay, it's neat if I can find it. I just gotta look in some areas that I don't want to share to the world. There you go. Kind of hard to see here. This popped up in some chat at one point in time. And inside of Splinterlands, they do their own internal proposals for different types of systems. I'm probably not supposed to show this, but I'm going to anyway, because there's a lot of talk about Rebellion introducing different mechanics to gameplay, and everybody seems to think that means item and spell cards. No. They have stuff like 2 versus 2 tournament formats that they have pushed around internally. Here, let's see if I can show the you know, of a 2-on-2 tournament mode. So don't just instantly jump to item and spell cards when they say new game mechanics with the Rebellion set. I believe it's going to be something, maybe not 2 versus 2 tournaments, but I believe it's going to be something similar to this. Yes, DeFizz, this is one of, well, this layout I know shows up on a lot of the Weirdbeard stuff. But I know it's not just his layout. This is their internal layout for ideas. But I just want people to realize there's a 2-on-2 idea, and there's other ones out there as well. So just be aware of that. Don't instantly think it's going to mean that Splinterlands is going to introduce item and spell cards. This is something that Steve was saying that he thought it was exciting because it meant that item and spell cards would be coming a lot sooner with Rebellion. Item and spell cards cannot come out until Land 2.0, because Land 2.0 produces all of the resources needed to create items and spells. So there's no way they could introduce that now unless they created packs of item and spell cards for us to buy. But that's exactly against what Land is about. Land is about we, the landowners, are the only person or people that can produce item and spell cards. So yeah, it's kind of like that. So just be aware, there's ideas like this. They have information on many ideas. This is the only one I managed to get. I think I got it as a screenshot or something like that. So yeah, I'll just kind of leave that there. Ivanov 007, yes. They could easily, contract me to work on the pretty front end graphics. I don't have a problem doing that as a contracted work. They have a problem with giving outside contractors that level of access to their code. Because I would see a lot of the code associated with potentially their crypto wallets, how they work, and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Any other questions? I mean, I know I haven't streamed Splinterlands in a while. I was going to stream yesterday and just didn't get to it. But I will be streaming. Going to try to keep to a schedule. Time frames will be around this time of day. And so hopefully can catch you guys. So glad you were here hanging out with me. And again, I'm sitting here, well, I'm actually kind of surprised. Over on Kick, it says I have possibly 7 viewers, and if there's viewers over there, please, by all means, say something in the Kick chat. I'd love to know that you're there hanging out. If you have questions about the game, by all means. And for everybody else, this is a link to me on the Kick platform. If you're there, I'd appreciate any followers to jump over there. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. It'd be appreciated. So I am currently streaming to Kick, YouTube, and Twitch, and Facebook. And Facebook, I don't expect people to come out here, but, I figured you might as well it went in there. Don't need to do that again. I might as well start sending stuff over here. I have no idea about sending 200 stars. I've never seen stars in Facebook. Whatever that is. Anyway, I'm streaming on all 4 of these platforms. Just because I'm setting it up so it's easy for me just to hit go and find you guys wherever you want to be. Kitty, you don't want to get kicked. I get you. I get you. Oh yeah, I sent the wrong link, didn't I? I sent you guys the dashboard. Thank you for the update, Ivanov007. That's a better link. Let me send that over here to the YouTube viewers too. Again, you don't have to follow me over there. I just want you guys to be aware I am over there. And so, yeah. I have not tried Theta on 12. I know there's some other ones out there. I just saw Kick was going around the Twitch streamers for Splinterlands. Like Bulldog had mentioned it, Aftersound had mentioned it, and a couple other people had mentioned Kick. So I figured, why not? I'll go over here and check it out. And again, you guys will be seeing me stream other things besides Splinterlands, but by all means, if you have questions, jump on over and ask them. You guys have probably saw, some of you have probably seen, I've been playing the Star Wars Galaxies Infinity MMO. It's actually Star Wars Galaxies and Empire Divided game. But I've been playing this. Let me go ahead and, just so you guys can see what this is. So, it was originally a Sony game that crashed and burned. So, I've been playing this MMO. If you see me playing it, but you have Splinterlands questions, drop on in, ask your questions. I don't mind. I'm just doing this because I don't like first-person shooter games. And so I much prefer going to a 18-year-old MMO instead of worrying about a first-person shooter game. So anyway, that's me. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Well, it's not really Janet Jackson. It is the Splinterlands. What is that one? The Chaos Knight? Yeah, I think that's Chaos Knight. I haven't tried Marvel Snap. Before Splinterlands, I've never played a what do you want to call it? I've never played a trading card game. Not even Magic the Gathering. However, when I started Splinterlands, I really enjoyed it enough that I've stuck around. I think it keeps me intrigued because of the rental market, the buy-sell trade market, the tokenomics. And so all the crypto aspects really keep me engaged with Splinterlands. Whereas with Marvel Snap, just to play a trading card game, probably not for me. And, oh, definitely, those card games have a lot of things that we would love to see in Splinterlands. I mean, I think we'd just be happy if we would see, like, weekly updates to the game interface here. There's so many little things they could do to make this better. Oh, yeah, I'm not knocking the game. But I would, with Splinterlands, I can collect the cards and know that later on I can sell them off if I want to. And same thing with the tokens. And so while I might sell everything at a loss, I just like the idea that if it gets to a point where I want to be done with the game, I have that option. Whereas with Marvel Snap, no, I've seen the game played, know nothing about if it costs to get cards or what it costs. That's not the point for me. The point is, there's other games I would rather play, and that's why my coworker wanted me to play Star Wars Galaxies again. We used to play together 15 years ago, and so why not? I just started that back up again for the heck of it. But yeah, now by all means, Hearthstone, Marvel Snap. I've seen the graphics. Would love to see better graphics in Splinterlands. The problem is, as you guys that have gone to the Barons Toolbox website, my player lookup here is breaking because I haven't updated it to keep up to date with the Splinterlands changes over time. Okay, that should have worked. Did I typo my own name? I think I did. Yep. There we go. Regular foil. So anyway, you guys have seen the animated cards that I've got here. Let me redo this. Let me take that off and do this. There we go. You guys have seen the animated cards. If Splinterlands did nothing else but add these in to their game, people would be thrilled. It's such a minor thing. They've got animations for every card. These are just the ones that they've shared. Oh, the llama? No, that llama's cool. Don't you know the story behind this llama there? People's Guild? Okay. So definitely got to tell the story again real quick. Exactly. Pay deck to unlock it. It wasn't that hard for me to add that code to all my cards. Yes, it's not my daughter's drawing though. So let me open up Discord here and is it here? Here it is. Wrong window. Okay, so here it is. So, New Again, that's in our streams from time to time. Haven't seen him here tonight, but he might be out there. New Again is the owner or the creator of the llama card. And his daughter is the one who drew the original artwork that was given to Splinterlands to then come up with the card art. And so this is New Again's daughter's original llama drawings. So these right here are, this is how it all started for the llama card. And so then when I found out and he sent me that artwork, by all means, I had to fix the llama so it had the proper artwork in Barons Toolbox at least. It did not take me long to integrate these animated cards versus flat cards. I mean, as you can see, it's just when I go to draw the card, if it has an animation, I draw the card a little bit differently. Yeah. But every step of the way, when I was doing this stuff, every step of the way, I keep grabbing the wrong window frame here. Okay, so let me look up another one here. So we're long time ago, I had a conversation with Nate. Some of you know this story. Okay, so Nate is the one I originally showed the Splinterlands spawn card to. Okay, this right here. This is my frustrations. I don't know if Virus is still there. This is my frustration with Splinterlands. You know, I asked them, would it be possible to get the Chaos Legion card frames for each Splinter separate from all other elements, similar to this in gold and non-gold? Also without the rarity circle right here. And the response I get is, Mr. Crazy Person, why do you need this? Now, I know Nate was joking and we had a good laugh at this, but that's the response I get. The reason I needed that was for these animated cards. Right here. That's the only way I can build those. I agree, de-ethical. Skins should not be in packs. They should be a guaranteed, you bought this skin. And I did have a side conversation with, a private conversation with Nate Aguilera. And when people were asking about skins, I had said, you know what I think would be neat? Instead of a skin being a skin, I think the animation should be the skin. It doesn't have to have a different outfit, but maybe there's 12 different animations of this character and you can buy each animation. Well, thank you, People's Guild. No, I haven't really lost much with them. It is a frustration point when I see all the love that they'll give to these other groups. And so it has gotten to the point where I quit asking them for help with anything. It is what it is. But no, it's not chasing me out of the game in any way. So anyway, I think it'd be cool to, instead of skins where they have to come up with a different look for each monster, they could have 12 different animations and you could buy the animations. DeFizz is saying that's what Overwatch does. Yeah, I mean, and I know they're already made the animations. Don't put them in the game for free. Sell them to us. And so that way, if we play against an opponent and we have the animation going and they don't, you can see that. It will prompt the other player to want that. I don't know. Virus, I hope so. I really do hope it's changed their perspective on personal outside projects, and I hope it's for the better. I just know that every time I reach out to them, they respond, but then I kind of feel like I just kind of get a cold shoulder, or they respond as an afterthought and they don't really put much thought into what I'm asking. Anyway, As a matter of fact, with this Mr. Crazy Person idea, that's the card frame. That is also the card frame you see in the lower left hand corner of the stream around me, my camera. So there you go. That's also the same card frame that we can build for us streaming folks. It comes from me asking this question back in April 12th of 2022. And they never did provide me any of those graphical assets. I had to cut them out myself in Photoshop, and they're a little bit jagged edges because of that. Well, I don't have Photoshop. It was GIMP. So I do hope they change their mindset, because I do think not just myself, the community has a lot to offer. To my knowledge, I was pretty much the only community member offering everything for free. I appreciate that, Virus. It does crack me up seeing every town hall, my card frame is around them, and they refused to give me assistance in getting those card frames. That just cracks me up. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I'm going to wrap this stream up here. I think I've been going roughly 2 hours, and I didn't get a drink, so my voice is getting kind of wore out here. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with me as I'm testing this wonderful OBS Studio streaming to 4 different platforms. Seems like it's working okay. And yeah, so I much appreciate it. Seeing people hang out. Seeing that the Splinterlands community is still out there. We're here. We're strong. I try to catch people on their streams during my workday. No problem there, Kitty. Glad you could hang out with me. And thank you, everybody. Nick, People's Guild, Virus, DeFizz, Ivanov, and just everybody. Arcar, Deethical, Kiko Day, Fragumia, Gigi Soho, Kitty, Arnie Boy, all of you guys that came out to visit, I much appreciate it. I'm going to sign off here, guys. I appreciate you. You guys have a good evening, and not positive, I might be doing a stream tomorrow night around the same time. We'll see how it all goes. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm out of here.